Lesson 4: The Man Who Didn't Look Right. In Chapter 4 of Atomic Habits, titled The Man Who Didn't Look Right, James Clear delves into the intriguing world of nonconscious behavior and the profound impact it has on our habits. This chapter illuminates the often invisible yet powerful forces that shape our actions, offering a closer look at how our automatic and unconscious behaviors govern much of our daily lives. The chapter begins with a riveting anecdote about a paramedic who, at a family gathering, instantly sensed something was amiss with her father-in-law. Her years of experience enabled her to recognize subtle signs of a heart attack, signs invisible to the untrained eye. This story beautifully encapsulates the essence of non-conscious behavior, the ability to act on or react to situations based on our accumulated experiences without the need for active thinking. Clear explains how our brains, as prediction machines, are constantly processing vast amounts of information from our environment. This processing leads to the formation of habits that become deeply ingrained in our actions. Interestingly, we often underestimate the extent to which our unconscious mind controls these behaviors. From basic bodily functions like breathing and digestion to complex emotional responses and social interactions, a significant part of our lives runs on autopilot. This chapter also explores the concept of cues in our environment that trigger habitual responses. These cues can be as simple as seeing a cookie that makes us realize we're hungry, or as complex as the emotional responses evoked by certain situations. Clear articulates that cravings and habits can arise from hormonal and chemical changes in our body, emphasizing the intricate connection between our physical states and behavioral patterns. One of the most significant revelations in this chapter is the understanding that habits can form and operate without our conscious awareness. This realization highlights the danger of habits, as they can lead us to act in ways we might not consciously choose. Clear illustrates this with amusing yet insightful anecdotes, such as a retail clerk cutting a customer's credit card in half out of habit, or a former preschool teacher asking her adult co-workers if they've washed their hands. The chapter underscores the importance of awareness in behavior change. Clear stresses that before we can alter or form new habits, we must first become aware of our existing ones. He quotes Carl Jung, emphasizing the need to make the unconscious conscious, thereby allowing us to take control of behaviors previously left to fate. As we navigate through The Man Who Didn't Look Right, we learn that our habits are more than just actions. They are the byproducts of our accumulated experiences and non-conscious interpretations of the world around us. This chapter not only expands our understanding of habits, but also offers a profound insight into the human psyche and the underlying mechanisms that drive our everyday lives. The Japanese railway system's safety method, known as pointing and calling, is a ritual that significantly reduces errors and accidents. This method involves employees pointing at objects and verbally calling out their actions, thus actively engaging multiple senses to heighten awareness. This practice is a prime example of how making habitual actions more conscious can lead to greater accuracy and efficiency. Clear emphasizes that our daily lives are filled with habits that we rarely notice. These habits, formed and solidified over time, operate on autopilot, directing our actions with little conscious input. To illustrate, Clear shares anecdotes about individuals whose habitual behaviors are so ingrained that they executed them in inappropriate contexts, like a retail clerk automatically cutting a credit card or a former lifeguard shouting "walk" to running children. Now the chapter introduces the habit scorecard, a simple yet effective exercise for increasing awareness of our daily routines. The scorecard involves listing daily habits and categorizing them as good, bad, or neutral based on their long-term impact and alignment with our goals and identity. This exercise is not about immediate change, but about recognizing and understanding our current behavioral patterns. Clear explains that labeling habits as good or bad depend on personal goals and desired identity. What might be a bad habit for one person could be a good habit for another, depending on their individual objectives. This relativity is crucial in understanding that habits are not inherently good or bad, but are effective in solving specific problems or achieving certain outcomes. A profound insight from this chapter is the realization that habits are deeply intertwined with our identity. They are reflections of who we believe we are. Every action we take is a vote for the type of person we want to become. Therefore, changing habits is less about achieving specific outcomes and more about embodying the identity we aspire to. The increasing awareness of our habits is the first critical step in behavior change. Strategies like pointing and calling and using the habit scorecard help us recognize the cues triggering our habits, allowing us to respond more mindfully and effectively. Clear's message is clear. To change our habits, we must first become aware of them. The habit scorecard is a practical tool that brings our daily routines into focus, setting the stage for intentional and meaningful change. Clear illustrates through various anecdotes how our brains are adept at picking up cues and patterns without our conscious realization. We've learned that once a habit becomes automatic, it fades from our conscious awareness, yet continues to influence our actions significantly. Pointing and calling, a technique borrowed from the Japanese railway system, involves calling out your actions as you do them. This method transforms an unconscious habit into a more conscious action, thereby reducing errors and enhancing mindfulness. The habit scorecard is another practical tool. It's a simple yet effective way to track daily routines and assess whether they align with our goals and the type of person we aspire to become. By listing and categorizing our habits, we bring them into the realm of conscious examination, setting the stage for intentional change. Today's lesson emphasizes that the first step in changing our habits is to become aware of them. Without recognition, there can be no transformation. This chapter not only highlights the importance of awareness, but also provides actionable strategies to cultivate it. If you found today's summary insightful and want to continue this journey of habit transformation, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more engaging content from Atomic Habits.